pressure. If you think of other questions. Hi, gorgeous.
Hi.
Gosh, let's show her hair. Look at this costume. I love it. You look beautiful.
Thank you so much.
I love it.
I'm Jordan from DC. I was just wondering, I see a lot of Power Rangers / Super Sentai knockoffs and reboots. My favorite being tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on certain reboots and
like the fan films and all that? Oh my God, I love it. Like some of them have been so amazing. I always, when I meet these filmmakers who are doing these fan films, I'm like, guys, like, that's how you become a filmmaker. You got to just start with something you love, something you're passionate about. And I even encourage them, I'm like, okay, Power Rangers, they're doing that, they produce that. Now create your own series. But no, they're so creative. They're so amazing. I really enjoy them. I tell them all the time, tag me, I'd love to see it. But no, I mean, it's like future filmmakers right there. I wish we had that when we were in the 90s. Like we would have been making movies like there would have been a movie inside the movie. But you know, we didn't have that then. But now, I mean, gosh, it's amazing. And I love that they love the show so much. And they spend all this time recreating different scenarios and different stories. Sometimes you guys tell better stories than they did back in the day. Like, I'm like, some of those stories, I mean, you can find some holes in the plots, but you guys have thought about it more. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello.
How you doing? My name is Caleb from Texas. I go by K-Dog.
Yes, Texas?
Yes.
I'm from Texas. What part?
Oh, San Antonio.
San Antonio, nice. I'm originally from Odessa, Texas. Grew up in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I auditioned in Texas when I got the part for Power Rangers.
Oh, that kind of leads up to my question. Before you took that role, did you have experience with martial arts or gymnastics or anything like that? Or is that something that you trained once you got that role?
When we auditioned, you had to be a dancer, martial artist, or a gymnast, and I was a dancer. And then on set, I learned how to do martial arts. And it's very similar to dancing when you do it on TV. It's like learning choreography. So thankfully, I had that experience. But no, I was a dancer. Before Power Rangers, I was in a singing group called Crush. And we were signed to A&M Records. And I was doing that. And then I had started to audition while I was in the group. And I had auditioned for Sister Act 2. I didn't get the part. But I knew in that moment, I was like, I'm going to be an actress. I'm going to be an actress. This singing stuff is cool, but this is like, I'm feeling something different. And so when I went, I remember reading, and I was like nervous because I show up to the audition, and I mean, people are lined up in their karate gis, and people knew all about the show, and I had literally, like 2 months prior, I had just graduated high school, so I didn't know anything about Power Rangers. And I was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? How am I going to do this? And luckily, there were like thousands of people there to audition, and this guy was ahead of me. I wish I would have like kept his name, but he literally told me everything about the show while we were standing in the line for a couple hours. So when I went in there, I knew Kimberly was my best friend. I knew all these things, and so I went in there and I was like, teenager with an attitude. That's me. That's really me. And luckily, my kicks were high enough and my punches were strong enough. So there you have it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
Tyler. I'm from the DC area. I was just wondering if there was any episode that was in particularly fun to film, or any that was like a nightmare to film.
The fun one to film was the Wild Wild West episode. Like, I don't know why, we just got a kick out of being other people. Like, we never got to like be other characters other than ourselves, or a variation of ourselves. So to be like our ancestors, we were just, I don't know why we had so much joy in that episode. And I remember we had to learn how to ride horses, and we had like these horse, like we had to go and just like have rehearsal. I mean, it was just the funnest thing to film. The worst one to film was probably my first episode, because in that episode we were in a triathlon, and so we had to bike, we had to run, we had to swim, and I mean, I had to swim. And I was like, so is there like a stunt double that's gonna run into that lake and like swim for me? And they were like, no, you're gonna do it. And I go, you know, if I get my hair wet, we're done. Like it's gonna take them an hour to re-straighten it. They did not believe me, and they learned a hard lesson that day. And we started talking braids very soon after. But yeah, it was like, that one was, because at first I was like thinking, like, I remember we were in a triathlon, we were ninjas, I had a snake on my lap. I was like, are they trying to kill us? Like, we were gonna do all these things, like we were riding a bike, I like cut my leg, because we had to like just run and like jump on this bike, and I'm super short. And so a normal bike is too tall for me. Like I was like, can I get a kid's bike? Like something. And it was just all bad. And I was like, I think they want to kill us. Like they're initiating us to become Power Rangers. It's crazy. So that, I mean, it wasn't the worst, but it was pretty bad. I was like, is this what every episode is like? It was too much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Something else. How long did it take you to learn the martial arts?
The martial arts, you know what? It didn't take me long at all. The cool thing about when you shoot on a TV show, like the Japanese stunt team, they were amazing. And you would shoot it in segments. So it wasn't like, okay, you're gonna shoot a 10-minute fight, like what you would see on TV. They would say, okay, we're gonna do this one section. So it'd be like kick, kick, punch. And so we would kick, kick, punch, and then they'd move the camera. And they were like, okay, now this time you're gonna get hit. You roll on the ground. And so you get hit, you roll on the ground. So when you're shooting it in small segments, it's so much easier, because then you just have to hit that one portion, and then you hit the next portion.
You don't do it all on the same day.
No, you don't have to do the whole fight in one swoop. You just do it in segments.
Some movies have done that, right? The whole thing in one day.
Yeah, some people do it that way, but our team, because we moved so fast, we never had rehearsals. So what they would do is we'd come on set and they'd go over there, you got 20 minutes, learn the fight. And so we would just kind of learn it enough so that we could do the segments. And so you learn it, and then we shot it. Like you remember the show would come on every day? So, I mean, we were working here and the stunt team was working there, and everybody was just like trying to get these episodes shot so fast. So luckily, they did it that way so we could move fast. And for someone like me who wasn't a martial artist, it really helped me kind of get it, look good, and feel confident about it, you know, because there is a little bit of like, oh God, you know, some of the cast members, they've been doing martial arts since they were little,
oh,
so,
yeah.
You know, and I was like, I don't want to be the one that looks like, I know how to do it, but they made me look real good.
So did it take you like a few months or a month?
No, in a day.
In one day?
In one day. They would say, go over there and learn the fight, and I was like so nervous, and I learned the fight, and then they shot it, and they were like, don't worry, we're going to do it in segments. So we would do it, and when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I look like I know what I'm doing. And so at that point, it was amazing. So yeah, you learn it quick. When you're on TV, quick.
Oh, it's different than when you do it for real, like.
Yeah, it's different. If you're in a karate class, you're gonna get time to learn, and you're gonna do technique properly. But when you're on TV, they're experts. They know how to shoot you so that you look better than you are. And you do it quick. It's always like, time is money.
Oh, I see.
Thank you, though. Good question. Good question. Hi.
I hope you don't mind me video.
It's okay.
Hi, my name is Joseph. I'm from Manassas, and I'm a father of a few kids. Well, I have 2 daughters. One is an aspiring singer. One wants to be a YouTuber. What advice would you give for girls of color in the industry?
Well, you know what? First thing is you can do anything. You know, I always tell people I'm a little girl from Odessa, Texas. Most people have never even heard of that place. And I grew up to be on the biggest kid show in the world, not even in America, in the world. So first of all, just know you can do anything. But what it takes is hard work and practice. Like from the age of 12, started working professionally, and I would rehearse and this. I mean, it would be me practicing in the mirror, me being in my school play, me, you know, creating my own skits with my friends. I mean, I was just one of those kids I knew from a very young age of what I wanted to do. And I worked on it every single day, you know, somehow, some way. And I didn't come from a lot of money, so I didn't have like fancy acting classes or anything like that. But I was able to get practice at school, and I'd be in theater, and I'd be in choir, and I mean, anything I could be in, I was in. You know, if it was like, I remember there was a speech class, and I was like, what is that? And they were like, you have to say speeches in front of the school. And I was like, I'm in speech. And it was just an opportunity for me to public speak. Like, I just wanted to be, I don't know, I had that in me where I wanted to perform. So I always tell people, just do any and everything you can, and one day, you're going to get an audition. One day, you're going to get an opportunity. And all that practice leads to that one day.
Outstanding. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, I think this is the last question.
How did you balance studies and your acting career? Like, I'm not, like, did you, like, you know, go to, I'm just wondering, and did you, like, how did you balance it? Because it seems like it's a lot when you're a child star. So
oh yeah, it was a lot. Luckily, by the time I got on Power Rangers, I had graduated high school. I was enrolled to go to college, but I got Power Rangers. And they basically said, you're going to be in LA for a month, and then we're going to ship you guys to Australia, and you're going to shoot a movie. You'll be there from anywhere from 3 to 6 months, and then you're going to come back, and we're going to go right back into the TV show. And like literally for a year and a half, I worked nonstop, and I probably had a month off collectively throughout that whole year and a half. Like, we worked 6 days a week. I mean, it was nonstop. I mean, we'd go into work, it'd be dark outside. We'd get off of work, it was dark outside. So it was like a big blur. But you know what? I just did what I could. And then once I got done with Power Rangers and started working on other projects and other TV shows, then I was able to do other things and, you know, go to college and do different stuff. But
what time did you have to get up in the morning for, like, your work? Like, you had to
you'd be on set at 5 a.m.
Whoa.
Yeah, the girls, usually we were on set at 5 a.m. So that means you got up at 4 and you were, you know, out the door by 4:30, on set by 5 a.m. And you'd get done filming, and then you'd have to go do voiceover or do, you know, it was like, we literally worked from sun up to sundown every day.
Oh, every
It's a
day.
very hard, I mean, I always tell people, like, being an actor seems glamorous, but it's actually a very taxing job. You are on set, I mean, it's easily 12-hour days, 15-hour days. I mean, that's just how it is. So, and you don't, like, if you get sick, you don't get to call in sick. You got to go to work. You just got to push through.
unless I guess if you need something that you can't.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's very rare. I remember many days where we got the flu, and we'd all be like laying on, like, we got sick like once during the movie, and literally we would all just be laying there, like taking a nap on set, and then they would say action, and we'd get up and we'd pat our faces, and we were like, nothing was wrong, and then the minute they said cut, we would lay back down. And you just keep going, you know. But when you're doing something you love, I always say you'll never work a day in your life. Even the hard days will still be fun.
So you just get one day off when you're an actress?
Normally you get your weekends off, but when we were doing the films and when you do certain acting roles, you may not get any days off. So
because you have to do homework, you have to go over your roles and stuff?
Yeah. But thank you so much. Great question, man. Well, guys, I will be right across out this door, right across over there. If I didn't get to answer your question, come by and say hi. I've got plenty of autographs, merchandise, but even if you're not buying anything, I still want to meet all of you. Please come and say hi. And the gentleman who won the prize, make sure you come by. There you are. I was like, I can't see. Oh, there you are. So come by. Guys, you know what time it is. It's morphin' time. Look at it. Black Ranger's in the house. He looks amazing. Thank you.